scary opponent.
That's right. Okay. So we'll just make sure that overlay is fixed and let's get into the game. We have got in the top left here, sorry, in the bottom right here, we have got Frey's Iaguz. And in the top left, hailing from Korea but now residing in Brisbane, this is KingKong. Otherwise known as Startails KingKong, to give you an inclination of how good this kid really is. He used to be in a Korean pro team.
Yeah.
I guess has been in quite a few C teams.
Yeah, Korean big team.
Yeah.
There's an ex-Zeri gaming player, now then on Mind Freak, now on Frenetic Array.
That's right.
He's done well.
He actually used to be on Frey for a different game. I think he was the he was either the Command and Conquer guy or the Company of Heroes guy in Frey.
Yeah, one of those.
One of those people. He was an RTS guy on Frey. I think he was the only one. Frey wasn't an RTS team for a while, but now they are, because Starcraft 2 is awesome. So they thought to get on board, and we're happy to have him.
Indeed. They've been recruiting tons of players. So they're a pretty formidable team. We should see a fair few names from Frey through these brackets. But we're going to start the day off with Iaguz. And it's going to be TVZ, like Maynarde mentioned. It looks very, very standard so far. No 2-Rex just yet.
What we are seeing that could be standard, could be not standard, is that KingKong is drone scouting. You don't always do that, but I like that he is, because he's just being safe.
Yeah.
This is a map where you do get proxy raxed a little bit because of the rush distance. It's very easy to hide barracks on this map.
Yeah, for sure. He's been very, very thorough. With the Overlords, he's actually scouting not the most direct route to where you want to slap your Overlords at the end of the day. He's just making sure he scouts all the proxy locations, and he's doing a drone scout on top of that, so he's going to see that there's no gas. So he's got as much information as he could possibly have at this point in the game.
Indeed, doing quite well, and Argus going for that 1-Rax expand, as we saw, he was making those minerals, did drop that command center. So both players, as Zepph mentioned, quite standard, apart from that, drone scout, which is arguable. Zergs don't generally need to scout because of the Overlord speed patch, so Overlords generally do the job.
Yeah, well, they want to make sure they get those juicy points to qualify for ACL. Get seeded, so everything's on the line here. They want to make sure they're as thorough as possible because they need those points. Now, one thing that is kind of interesting so far is that KingKong has gone for the gas. A lot of Zergs starting to do that nowadays, rather than going the sort of 4 to 6 clean build, no gas, all that really greedy sort of play. And so he's going to be able to get speed. He can be a bit more aggressive on the map. He could go into roaches, which is another thing right now against Terrans. You see a +1 roach build that eventually goes back into Ling Infester, but it is quite strong. And wow, he's actually making a ton of Lings.
Yeah, he's looking like he's just going to try and overwhelm the natural here before bunkers or any defenses get up. And it's actually a pretty decent timing, because as we can see, there is none of the sort. I mean, there's a couple of Marines on the ramp, but this amount of Lings will beat that if he doesn't lose small chunks of them.
Oh, this is so smart by KingKong. Just a few Lings at the start to try and punish a Terran without a bunker, and it's gonna work.
Yeah, it's pretty good. He's started stepping nicely, getting a decent position, but there's so many Lings that all the positioning in the world won't save him against this. And now his Natural is under siege, will be forced to lift, and now relegated back to the high ground, and KingKong dictates the map.
Yeah, he's just droning behind this. Speed is actually getting pretty close to finish, so the next time Iaguz comes out, those Lings are probably going to be pretty fast. They'll be able to run away, and that's actually really, really painful for Iaguz. This is not where he wants to be in this game right now. He wants SCVs mining on the low ground. He wants his extra Marines, so he's in a tough spot.
And those extra minerals would be funding this Hellion transition that he's going for right now. So he won't have as many as you normally would, won't be 6 Hellions, but he will be having, next time he moves out, he will have a couple at least with the Marines to try and clear out that naturally. He's going to try and drop that command center down as quickly as possible. In the meantime, KingKong taking a third, taking an extra couple gases as well, going up to 3 gases.
Yeah, KingKong scouted the gas timing of Iaguz, and of course he saw he opened gasless, so I think he has a pretty concrete sense of the fact that Iaguz has gone triple CC, just give him the timings. So that's why he's taken that third base. He's defending on pretty much nothing because he knows, okay, you're not really going to do anything to me. And there's the confirmation of what Iaguz is doing right there.
Oh, the Lings get into the main.
Oh, that is so painful.
Bit of a mistake there from Iaguz. The Lings capitalizing on the exact right moment. The Hellions under attack, but finding a good position behind the SCVs. And not actually that much damage done, only got a couple Marines there.
True, but Iaguz has lost all his Marines so far in this game, so that's like, I think that's getting up to about 6 or 7 Marines that he no longer has on the map that he would otherwise have. So that sucks because he's going for a 1-1 with stim timing, and you know you need those units with you.
Yeah, well, if you get stim, don't have any Marines, that's kind of silly.
Yeah, exactly.
But there you go. So Iaguz now moving his Hellions up to that offensive watchtower, I guess is what I like to call it, the one up in your enemy's face. And just, denying a couple creep streamers. Nice moves here.
And nice. One does actually get the cancel, so KingKong can try and leap that out later. But KingKong's in just such a great position right now. He's been just pumping drones. I like how he's kind of oversaturated on these 2 bases, not moving them over to his third just yet so that he doesn't lose them. And he's going for that +1 roach style that I mentioned earlier. So those Hellions are not going to be able to do too much in a short moment.
Well, we just saw a big drone transfer to the third, so there is a potential to get at least a few drone kills over there with those Hellions, but that natural is locked up good and tight. There's no way he's getting in there unless KingKong makes a huge mistake.
Well, the roaches are out now. It looks like he's going to walk out to meet Iaguz. The good thing for Iaguz is that he's still a lot faster, so he can try and slip by them, but there's about 8 roaches out on the field right now, so he's pretty well defended, and Iaguz needs to be a little bit careful.
A nice overlord scout here from KingKong, seeing everything that Iaguz is up to right now. So the pros and cons of having all of your production up on that ramp is that it's quite easy for the Zerg to do this, especially on this map.
Definitely. So that's stim and 1-1 done for Iaguz. He doesn't really have a timing here, so I'm thinking it's going to be the 2-2-1 that he's going to go for in the end. He still has that third CC. He can push out once he's got that nicely established economy and that crazy production tab going.
Yeah, KingKong just made 15 drones. He's up to a total of 72 drones over the 59 SCVs of Iaguz right now. So healthy little drone lead.
Indeed.
Nearly up to as much as you want, really.
Just about, yeah. I mean, he's fully saturated on all 3 bases. The next step would be for him to get a macro hatch. He's continuing to pump his upgrades out. He's working towards that infestation pit, so I think by the time Iaguz's push comes, he's going to be met with a fairly formidable force.
11 roaches in production, Zepph. I think KingKong might... I think he still will wait for infestors, but that's a lot of roaches.
Well, he doesn't have to, actually.
No, he probably doesn't. But he is getting pathogen glands, so maybe he will. He has +1. He can get a +1 armor. +1 armor and pathogen glands will finish around the same time, but you can start making infestors before that finishes. So,
well, even so, he can just pressure here. He doesn't have to commit. And oh no, he's going to pick up some of the Hellions. Iaguz not watching just for a second. Loses 2 of them. He does need to back out of there.
Couple Hellion kills, nice little chip damage here from KingKong. Iaguz moving out with the grunt of his forces, the meat behind his army, the Marines and Marauders. Of course, Marines and Marauders are going to be very unhappy to see 7 infestors about to pop for KingKong, because I think that once they do, KingKong will most definitely go on full offensive. Nice move from Iaguz here, though. He might be able to deny this hatchery before the roach numbers get too huge.
He may be able to, but he's going to get flanked by all these roaches, and there's more Lings coming out. There's about 15.
He'll have to pick up and save whatever he can, but no, it looks like he's not going to be able to.
+1 roaches just eating through all the fire. He's not picking up at all. He needs to get out there. He's going to need those units to defend the attack from KingKong.
Iaguz is actually in big trouble, guys. There's a lot of Zerg coming right at his third. In fact, they're going for the natural. They're going straight for the throat here. And this is the scary unit. And looks like Iaguz might just get Ling to death.
That is a sick timing by KingKong. He's hitting just before 2-2 finishes, just before the first siege tank is out and useful.
Wow.
So, wow, this is going to be pretty much GG right here. This is such great play from KingKong, dictating the game the entire time.
Nice moves from Iaguz, though, doing what he can with what he's got. He was using the medevac there to drop Marines and Marauders on those infestors and Sniper Cowl. Anyway, game 1 going to KingKong there, pretty convincingly, nicely played.
Yeah, really well done.
Very well done indeed. So we'll be jumping into game number 2 pretty shortly, guys. The guys, they've done their vetoes already, so it shouldn't be too long. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you in the next game. Alright, just loading up game number 2, guys. It is going to be on Entombed. I guess it's going to be fighting for his winner bracket location here. It's in severe danger, this KingKong guy. He looks pretty good. Alright. In the top left here, who we got here, Zepph?
This is the red Terran from Frenetic Array. It is Iaguz.
Free Iaguz.
SCV ready.
There he is. And in the bottom right of Entombed, I'm not sure if this is Force Cross spawns or not.
Nope.
It's a WCS version, maybe it is. I don't know. Anyway, we have got KingKong. I believe he's on Zarya now.
Yep.
Yep. Iaguz's whole team.
Indeed. The last match looked pretty one-sided, but perhaps Iaguz can bring it back this game. I believe it's loser picks. Don't quote me on that.
It's a veto system. So
Yeah, they vetoed down to three maps, and I think you pick your losing map.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so at least Iaguz has this to fall back on. He would have chosen this. And, yeah. So hopefully he can do a little bit better on this map. He might go for the same build as he did in the last game, because that third base is slightly easier to secure than on Ohana, especially if you lose your early game units.
That's right. Oh, we just saw Ali in the chat. Hello, by the way, Ali. Just mentioning that it is not Force Cross. It is actually you can spawn horizontal. I mean,
Indeed.
you can't spawn horizontally because of that rush distance. A little bit gross. But there you go. Thank you very much. Also, hello, chat. Please do be chatting. Drop some predictions in the chat. We want to be cheering for your favorite players, and maybe booing at the players that you don't like. Even though that's not very sportsmanlike, you are allowed.
Yeah, we want to hear from you. Talk to us.
Yeah, talk to us. Talk to us, stream. Talk to us, stream. I love it. Love an active chat. And we see that the drone of KingKong here just being a little bit annoying, going for that fast command center.
Yeah, Iaguz was well aware that this was going to happen though, so he's already preemptively pulled the second SCV and he's going to chase the drone around. Oh my gosh, he's going to get the SCV!
Ooh, that's tilting. Oh man. Forced to pull another SCV here. Very annoying little moves here from KingKong. It's actually probably more, I guess, his mistake than KingKong's.
Yeah, he shouldn't have fought the drone. I mean, drones regen too, so while they looked even on health, he would have just regened like slightly enough within that space to
to
win
take
it,
that
I
extra
think.
hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
well. They've both gone really, really greedy openings. I mean, Hatch first, really standard for Zerg, but Iaguz has gone for the CC first, following up with the Rax, which is quite a ballsy move, I mean, considering last game.
Yeah, who he's up against, and he will make probably 6 slings. I'm sure he will still sleep at night, doing it all day long.
For sure.
This time, dying one patch here. Iaguz is not too concerned, as he has paired up on most of the minerals here.
Yeah, but still annoying, and that Marine's going to come in and take that drone out, and KingKong once again getting it. Oh, okay, that's so nice. I love how KingKong plays. It's just, there is not a single moment that he's not somehow pestering Iaguz.
Yeah, he's just inside Iaguz's head right now, really enjoying KingKong's play. Definitely showing his, he definitely perceives to be the dominant player here. I would say that Iaguz winning here would be an upset, but of course, Iaguz is pretty amazing. He used to be, at one point, him and Moonglade were the top of the ladder in C. Like, basically, they would be battling for who was the best.
Yeah.
Of course, Moonglade would usually win, but that does mean that he is up there as a Terran, and he still is.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Iaguz is one of our few Terrans, so all our Terran players and otherwise Zerg haters will be rooting for him. And I mean, Iaguz made it to an IEM at
He
one
did,
stage,
yeah.
so
Went to Gansal with Pig.
there's no walkover.
No, he is not at all. He's the Gimli Terran and his axe, that's right.
Oh.
Glorious hair. I actually asked him what conditioner he used, and apparently he doesn't use one.
Yep.
So
That's the way to go, man.
the more you know. I don't use it either. Conditioner on dreadlocks is actually a terrible thing.
I have to use it or I'll end up with like an afro. Anyway, we've got 20 links that just came out from KingKong, and they're going to head right across the map. And looking at Iaguz's natural just quickly, there's only just now bunker coming up, so he could still be in a spot of bother.
Are the Marines? They're still in the main. So.
Oh, danger, danger. Hellions, run away!
Oh god, that's a lot of links. Lift. There we go. The depot does get up, and he gets a couple Marines in the bunker, so this is actually a lot better than the last game. And KingKong forced to retreat here, and not much damage done at all.
Yep, Iaguz is grinning after that one. He's like, yep, I know your tricks now.
And even though his moustache is huge, you can always tell when Iaguz is smiling.
Definitely. He smiles with his eyes.
Yeah, his entire face smiles.
So we do have the same builds from both players. Once again, going for the Roach Warren, and Evo Chamber is going to get that +1 and continue to harass with these lings where he can.
Ooh,
and Iaguz has gone 3C. Be careful. Alright, yeah, he's watching. He knows what's up.
Very nice. Iaguz definitely on the ball this game, looking a lot better position than he was in game 1 on Ohana. Dropping a lot of barracks here. Looks like he's going to be gearing up for a bit of a fire push here. Stem on the way. Starport as well. Could possibly be going for when he starts to get a few medevacs, just move out and try and pressure a third or something. Go for a drop. Be a nice move. Definitely wants to try and get onto KingKong's half of the map at some point. Can't let the Zerg be alone.
Sure.
Yeah. Then it'll just be hatcheries and drones,
Yeah, he's gone for a slightly later +1 this time. That engineering bay is only just coming up now as Stim is finishing, but he's going to get quicker medevacs in return. So you're right, he can start dropping, maybe just being annoying, because there's not really anything that shoots up at this point. Just the Bane Nest coming up now. Les about to finish, and Infestus will be on the way. And oh, it looks like he's going to be able to take out these links.
Yeah, nice work there. Actually only losing one Hellion, getting damage on a couple there, but definitely on the ball, looking at his Hellions. Good minimap awareness from Iaguz this game. And so he's going to try and get onto this half of the map. Looks like KingKong doing pretty much what he did in the last game here, going for a lot of roaches with +1, although getting a Baneling Nest as well. It's a little bit different than the last game, so maybe he might try and clear up the Hellions and go for a bust.
Yeah, it's quite possible. I like how Iaguz is holding the watchtower, but he's not trying to get too ballsy moving out there, clearing up creep, because he knows he has to kind of draw a line somewhere, like, okay, I'm going to try and not let creep go fast here. I want to know when it's starting to get this far. He also wants to know if KingKong is going to go for a crazy attack, but yeah, he needs to be careful because he still can't really do anything to him.
Yeah, siege mode started immediately from Iaguz as soon as he got that tech lab finished on that factory, and he definitely needs siege mode in the coming moments of this game, because we're going to have a ton of roaches and lings, and Bio just isn't good enough against that.
Yeah,
so
that's for sure.
They will have +1 as well, and Baneling's getting morphed for the KingKong, and definitely wants siege tanks against Banelings. Siege mode's a pretty quick upgrade, but yeah, I don't even know if he has any tanks on the map yet, but
I think let's see, yeah, he's got one out, the second one will be joining him soon. That was actually the spot where Iaguz was going to move out, but just as he started to go for it, those roaches came out and took the watchtower back, so he's decided not to really move out or hold that middle anymore. He's going to see what he can do by sliding these Hellions around. I like that idea, but I'm not sure if he's actually going to be able to do anything. Meanwhile, KingKong is going to go up to the natural of Iaguz.
Yeah, siege tank and siege mode is up there though, so not as an attractive option, and the Roach is forced to pull back because Iaguz got into the third.
Oh, he sure did. Let's see if he can get some tasty drone kills. Drone's actually doing a citizen's arrest on those Hellions.
Wow, he's getting a lot of drones though.
Yeah, he's...
Wow, nicely done by Iaguz. That's 11 workers killed. And he doesn't really need the Hellions anymore. So
yeah, at this point they're not going to do too much, especially against the Roaches. And that gave Iaguz the opportunity to clear up some of the creeps. That was great moves there.
Yeah, very nicely played. And now he's got the tower back. Gotta take the tower back. And he did!
Yeah, for a brief moment.
And a Baneling for one Marine as well. Nice little boon there for Iaguz. And now he needs to leave. Run.
Well, Iaguz has pretty good starter step, so should have come down to it if he can.
He's lifting and going up in that base. He doesn't want none of that.
Those siege tanks, worth their weight in gold. KingKong cannot attack up there without risking losing a ton of units, but he's looking alright. He's just made another 11 drones, because why not? He's got his macro hatch, 4th base. Infestation pit is up, and pathogen glance is done. He hasn't made any infestors just yet, though.
Yep, will be Ling being an infester. And possibly transition into Ultras. Hive already on the way for KingKong, and Aspire. So maybe not Ultras, maybe Brood Lords, the GG Lords.
Yeah, he's heading for that kind of almost 15-minute Brood time. It's going to be a bit later than that, but still before 20-minute mark, he's going to be having those Brood Lords, and nice. I love this move.
I like this as well. Using the Viking to clear up the Overlords and going for a drop behind it. Actually, all of these medevacs are just going straight through that Overlord sensor net. They haven't been spotted yet, although he might fly over the creep. Yeah, he does. Yep. Whoops. And now I guess going to go for a double prong drop, and this might be pretty good. It's always good to do this before infestors come out.
It could be, and he's going to tack down the middle at the same time, but he's got to
triple prong attack.
Yeah, this is what he needs
so
to do.
strong.
This is sick. Let's see if he can do the damage. Once he's going after the roaches. Roaches aren't going to be able to contend with that force. Meanwhile, he's doing the double drop over here. He'll stim over to the 4th, most likely. And he's still in the natural doing some damage, but he needs to be careful with that medevac.
Medevac is down, but he found that sweet spot between the extractors there with a ton of Lings just died. And this triple pronged attack here from Iaguz is exactly what he needs to do against the Zerg. In fact, some infestors there in a little bit of danger, and this 4th hatchery looks like it's going to go down.
Oh, nice.
And a couple of his fungals there.
Great jukes by Iaguz, predicting where those fungals were going to go, moving out of the way at the last second. And now he's taking out the 4th base, and there's a huge amount of rally coming across the map too to help him out. No. This is looking really great for Iaguz. There's not much of a ground army here.
And there's tanks down. Oh, nice fungal there from KingKong, getting a ton of the Marines. They will get chained down. Looks like he got a couple of infestors though. Iaguz doesn't mind losing a couple Marines here, but that's a lot of Marines.
Yeah, that's for sure. Those fungals changed the tide of that game, battle a lot. But there's more reinforcements coming along, more tanks. Oh, another money fungal.
These Marines will live though. Didn't get that second fungal. And GG! Iaguz with a brilliant timing, triple pronged attack, managed to get himself a tied series.
Sick.
Oh, that was sick. Alright, so let's get into game number 3 pretty quickly, guys. Hope you guys are getting excited, starting to wake up a little bit. I know it's basically 6 AM nerd time, but wake up. Starcraft is happening. Damn fine games. And we'll see you in game number 3. Actually, game number 3 is happening right now. So,
there is.
No time for jazz.
Yeah, I guess bringing the heat in that last one. Jeez.
Whoa.
He was wanting revenge.
All right. So excited for this game. If Iaguz can pull that kind of action one more time, could definitely see an upset here. Map is Daybreak though, so.
Indeed. Hurry up and load. I want to watch the match.
Gotta have load screens. Alright. It is time. Locking onto the Infeza cam. In the bottom left here, we have got the winner of the last game, tying the series 1-1. This is Phrase Iaguz. Doing something that I could never do. And that is win when infestors are out. In the top right, this is KingKong, who's an extremely strong Zerg, and I would dare say still the favorite to win this best of 3, but...
Yeah, sure. Well, after that game from Iaguz, it could still go either way. I'm really, really impressed after how one-sided the first game looked.
That's right. Okay. So what do we think we see here? I actually don't know if he'll go CC first again. Maybe he will, because he's learned that KingKong probably will just get a ton of links in his face in the early game. So if he just does the timings that he did in that last game, the rush distance on this map is a little bit longer, so it's actually less of an attractive option to go for those lings, I think.
Yeah, well, Iaguz has been sticking with this triple CC. idea. We do see Mech come out a bit more on Daybreak, but I'm not sure if that's something Iaguz will go for, considering how well his strategy worked last time, and Bio is definitely his thing, Marine Siege slash Bio Siege, I guess.
2-2 siege time is kind of his bread and butter. He's pretty good at them, as we saw in that last game. Of course, when you go to siege timings and you've got a couple of medevacs full of Marine Marauder as well, that helps.
Yeah, he's like, he's one of those guys that's good at one build, like really, really good at one build, and so he can just continually play that against everyone and still beat people with it.
See, I remember a quote, I think from Day 9 that I agreed with was, if you're good at a ton of builds, then you're a good player, but if you're excellent at one build, then you're an excellent player.
Yeah, that's it.
I think that's a pretty poignant thing. I think that's quite true. Shout out to Day 9, by the way. I know you're watching. I know you love ACL. Hello, Mr. Plot. Yeah, no, not really. Anyway, Iaguz gonna drop that CC, gonna get a mineral first, why not?
Indeed. Gas and Pool follow up, so KingKong really likes this style, really likes the Roach mix, and likes the early aggression that he can put on with that gas first.
That's it. So I think we're gonna have it's pretty safe to say a Hellion opening here from Iaguz. KingKong with that very important overlord position there. We're going to float it into the main and sack it. Have a bit of what's going on. Very important to do that.
Let's have a look at the gas. He wants to kind of get a feeling for what build Iaguz is going for. Of course, he knows it's one Rax expand. He wants to know if there's going to be a third CC. So for Iaguz, just grab those 2 gas now. He'll be heading towards those Hellions, like you said. And KingKong is just chilling in his basement. Queen, speed, couple lings coming. Probably for scouting. I'm not sensing any huge amount of lings just yet for aggression. Maybe a few more drones first.
So now I can imagine when Iaguz saw the brackets yesterday and he saw that he was up against KingKong, he probably groaned a little bit. I'm actually very surprised because I've seen his stream when he's up against Zerg because he doesn't want to play it. I'm just very surprised that in this best of 3 we haven't seen a proxy Rax yet. So.
Yeah. Or perhaps he's pulled it out against
maybe KingKong's just real good at defending it.
And and it didn't work out so well. Because I'm pretty sure he would have played this guy at some point in the past.
Yeah. They would have hit each other on ladder. He's hit a lot of the mid-range Koreans and some of the high-ranges ones as well.
Yeah, definitely.
No, at least a few seasons ago, he was definitely playing against some Code A Koreans.
Yeah, I guess Masses games on Korea like crazy. He plays a lot. He's got a really, really good practice ethic, and that's what makes him a consistent contender in most of these tournaments.
Yeah, that's right. And there's that triple CC, and KingKong did see that, clicked on it, in fact, with that Overlord, so he knows what he's against. Wow.
KingKong's scouting is just phenomenal. I really have to just point that out. He knows everything at all times.
KingKong makes me want to play Zerg again. It makes it look so beautiful.
Come back to the dark side.
No.
Open arms.
And this bunker is full. These lings will do nothing.
Yeah. This is going to be annoying with that ling, I think. But yeah.
KingKong, yeah, like we saw in Game 1 and Game 2, just utilizing every unit that he has to be annoying and just do as much chip damage as possible. And that's the sign of a good player. When you're at the top of the range, you can't really make mistakes. Like the less mistakes you make, and the more little bits of damage you do, just stack and snowball as the game goes on because of how good you are. And both these players are definitely top of the line.
Yeah, that's for sure. Now, what is this? Okay, we're getting our building switches on. We're getting that bio play, so Iaguz sticking with his standard.
Scouting it again.
Yeah, because KingKong knows the timing for everything ever. He's like the next Game Genie.
That's right, Game Genie Zerg. But mind you, he was doing a pretty good job of it in game number 2 and still got caught with his pants down a little, so...
Yeah, that was kind of weird though, like, there was nothing, and then suddenly there was attacks everywhere. So, yeah, I think part of it came down to not being able to see those drops coming. But, yeah.
So we can see that Iaguz is here to try and deny some creep shimmers. Does manage to get away from these lings. Should be okay. KingKong trying to go for this round here, but Iaguz is finding the best position for Italians here, and those lings will actually die if they try and engage now. And there we go. It's moves there.
Little bit slippery. We got Stim coming up to finish while KingKong is beginning to drone his third. He's getting that layer 1-1 upgrades. And Iaguz, on the other hand, hasn't started his own 1-1 just yet. He's just focusing on getting those medevacs.
That's exactly right. Medevac time pretty shortly. 1-1 has begun. Stim about to finish. And KingKong looking like pretty much what he's been doing in game 1 and 2.
Yeah,
Iaguz
sure.
is the same. Both guys just doing the same thing against each other. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Apart from he didn't go for that extra Ling opening, so he does have a few more drones. But that said, though, 12 Lings are on the way now. I think they're mainly for defensive purposes. There's a lot of Hellions here.
Yeah.
Actually, infestation pit on the way, so maybe not. All the gases have been taken at that natural and third, so it's generally around infestor o'clock.
Yeah, that's true. Especially getting that gas. He's going to be pumping out some of those Windfesters very shortly as Iaguz moves towards taking his third. He takes out that Overlord on the ledge there, which is really key because Terrans hate this map because the scouting for Zerg is just so easy. They can sacrifice in from the right-hand side. They can sacrifice in from behind the natural. They can sacrifice in from that ledge. They can see pretty much everything you're doing. And, I mean, KingKong is good at scouting, but that aside, Zergs can see a hell of a lot of what you're doing. So it's a tough map for Iaguz for Game 3.
Yeah,
I do
definitely.
think so.
It's easier for the Zerg to expand, I guess. Oh, that's a lot of Terran.
It is. But at the very least, these Lings have scouted that push. 5 Infestors on the way.
And this is really good. I love that he hits Infestors. That 11-minute mark is when Infestors start to get made. He knows this. Yep. Taking out creep shimmers is really important to do. Infestors not as scary off creep.
There's actually not that much out for KingKong right now. He's desperately trying to make some rotors, but he's going to be rallying in from different hatcheries. And Iaguz is into the third. He's going to try and do some damage here.
And he will get damage. If he targets out a hatch here, he could definitely kill one before yep, the Infestors are out now. Gets one. Big fungal there. I'd like to see him take this hatchery and then leave.
Yep, he's going to have to spread really well and just go for that hatchery, like you said. Not going to get too much else done. There's a very hurt Marines, but he does get the third.
He actually got 3 or 4 Infestors there and a hatchery. So actually that was probably cost effective.
Worth it. Definitely worth it. That was a great move. KingKong still has that 4th base coming up though, so he can just lap his drones back over there. And now he's going to go for some sort of a counterattack with the units that he did make. But I think Iaguz should be well prepared. The 3rd base is just not a place that he can attack, but the natural is looking quite vulnerable.
It is indeed. The 3rd for actually hold that thought. Attack on the natural here with a few Zerg units. I'm not sure KingKong should do this.
He needs to be careful. That siege tank on the high ground is doing the damage, bringing the pain. KingKong does need to back out of there. I do like that he's trying to throw some aggression back on Iaguz, keep him off his back while he reestablishes his 3rd. But yeah, he's not going to get too much done in there.
Yeah, can't be sending those Infestors into a Marine Bowl. They're not that good. Baneling Nest just about to finish for KingKong here. 2-2 just about to finish as well. And 34 more Lings on the way, so he's definitely going to try and be aggressive again.
Let's see what he can do. Iaguz has his 2-2 about halfway done, so the next push should time out with those couple of upgrades. He's grabbed his armory, so 3-3 can start up. As soon as that's done, vehicle weapons level 1 halfway done too, so he's going to have a nice +1 mech and 2-2 bio timing, but he needs to be careful because, like you said, KingKong's looking to get something done. Yeah,
and it looks like Iaguz was going to go for a drop. He was going to go. Oh, he's going to go for a drop here. Wants to try that triple con thing again, but too many Zerg on the dance floor in the middle here. Will get cleaned up. Sees the Infestor count though, and he might try and stim and catch a couple. Siege tank is out. It's not siege though.
Nice fungals from KingKong. He's being quite brave with those Infestors.
Yeah, very brave.
But it has paid off. He's gotten quite a few Marines.
Lost all the roaches, but he doesn't really care anymore.
Yeah. There goes the drop for Iaguz. If he could get this hatchery, it would be sick, because this one's the one that was acting as his 3rd, but... Oh, he actually loses a medevac.
Yeah, he's actually going to lose all of this.
Yeah. All goes down.
That's it. Good catch from KingKong.
He needs to pull out some more of his multi-prong business and go for the main and the 4th at the same time, because this is one of those maps, even more so than Entombed, that really stretches you out if you get dropped in a couple of places by the Terran.
Indeed. Iaguz is gonna be, oh god, getting caught in the middle on Siege here. KingKong's gonna get a few kills.
Siege is at the last second. Is there gonna be enough to clean it all up?
Infestor's getting out of siege range just in time, and a lot of Iaguz's stuff just died then, so... Yep. Ultra transition on the way, 3-3, and +2 extra armor for that Ultra as well on the way, and another group of Marines get caught, but does lose an Infestor.
KingKong does really, really well with those Infestors. He seems to get all the money fungals. He's making another 60 links behind this, 3-3 Adrenal Glands coming along, +3 weapons.
He's going to supply block. He's going to supply block KingKong here. Yep. But that doesn't really matter. 56 more lings on the way.
Yep. I really like how Iaguz is still being active on the map, taking out overlords with this Viking being really, really annoying. And there was no overlords on the way for KingKong, so he's forced to make 5 in a row now. That's
actually, I didn't think he'd get supply block that bad, but he is, so... Just going to have to use what he has on the map, which actually is quite substantial. But that said, though, Iaguz is moving straight through the middle.
Sure is there's a counterattack for KingKong heading towards the 4th base of Iaguz at the same time with some Infestors. He could actually try and use it to flank if he wants to go from the front, because that's a 6 spread, but there's not much at the back of those tanks.
Oh, these Infestors are in so much trouble! Oh, God!
Hey, we'll go down, there's a drop going down at the 4th of KingKong's base as well, and oh gosh, Iaguz could actually put on some serious pressure here. The first 2 Ultras are coming out. There's no Marauders in this mix, but will the push be too strong through the middle?
It looks like it might be. That's a lot of lings, though. The siege tanks are sieged. A lot of Infestors are dead. Looks like he's doing some nice target fire there, actually, and his attack will continue. KingKong actually is on the ropes a little bit.
He sure is, and those reinforcing Marines save the day for those siege tanks there. Still a lot of medevacs left, and he's going to do as much damage as possible. Finding more overlords, that's the last thing KingKong needs to be thinking about during this fight.
That's right, he just wants to be massing units. Does have Ultras on the field now. This could make all the difference. Needs to get the Ultras out the front.
Great timing from engagements by KingKong. He knows exactly when to go. He goes as soon as Iaguz picks up any of his siege tanks. But he needs to be careful with these Ultras. He shouldn't be wasting them like this, because those Marines can be healed forever.
Actually, KingKong being a bit wasteful with his Infestors and his Ultras here, and these are the units that will win him the game. Gonna lose this hatchery now.
Oh, he needs to be careful. Nice fungal there by KingKong, but again, he's running low on those Infestors. He's gonna lose another one.
Oh god, and it looks like KingKong falling apart at the seams a little bit. We can see that a lot of Terran is dying, guys, but rest assured, Iaguz is in the best position right now. He is up 30 supply and change. He is looking so good right now.
There are 4 lings on the field right now at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, for KingKong.
Wow.
This may be the death foot from Iaguz. Could he knock KingKong into the lower bracket?
This would be huge for Iaguz, a massive upset, as I mentioned earlier in the cast. And he continues the aggression, going down into this 5th hatchery location. More and more Overlords dying, another supply block.
Wow, Iaguz is playing so sick right now. He's going to take out everything in the natural. He's heading towards the 3rd. He's got a 4th base. While he's killing the 4th base of KingKong, another Infestor goes down at the 4th base.
Oh my!
These Ultras.
Oh wow, and every Ultra that pops just dies. Iaguz in a beautiful position with these siege tanks. Cannot reinforce from these hatcheries anymore.
Being so cost efficient. He's breathing down the neck of KingKong at this point in time. KingKong is really struggling, having lost all those Infestors. The Ultras aren't so good.
Not that many Ultras without lings, and Ultras are actually quite lame.
Yeah, they just don't have the support they need. Iaguz has just hit the perfect timing.
Beautiful stuff. And yeah, KingKong in a terrible position. I'm trying to think about what he can do here. He's actually got no more bank anymore.
He's gone for a counterattack with what he has of those lings, but that location is quite fortified. That's also where all the reinforcements are going, so all Iaguz has to do is A move in that direction and he'll clean it up, while the rest of his stuff is starting to take out the 3rd. Looks like KingKong is rallying for one last attempt at taking this out. That's going to be it for him if he can't do it.
This is going to be his last chance, and I don't think it'll be... Oh, that's a very nice fungal there on the Marines. But I think there's just so many tanks there.
Yeah, actually, he needs a reinforcing Marines.
Oh my god. GG from Phrase Iaguz, getting a very big upset. I think everyone will agree that was an upset there. Beautiful play. Amazing TVZ series. What a great start to the online round 1.